Welcome back to the podcast. Oh my God, Chubbs. Oh my God.
Very unladylike.
Very undemure. Welcome back to the podcast. We are just two talking fools, just two girls who are taking their phone calls to the podcast.
You're welcome.
So we're down here at Cumberland Farms. Hello, everyone. And I am standing up because, well, Shaba, in the last episode we just got done filming, Shaba was like, do you smell that? And I'm like, no. Smell what? And she's like, I smell skunk. So I said, well, is it weed or is it like, and she goes, no, it's like not weed. And it's not weed. This, I had an issue with skunks when I lived out in LA. This makes me, brings me right back to that moment when like 5 dogs got sprayed by skunks and ran in the house.
Well, all I'm saying is, as long as we don't get sprayed,
Yeah,
I'm cool
dude,
with that.
It's
strong.
It's so pungent. I don't know. It's crazy to me. But I'll sit back down.
Okay, buddy.
All right. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Ooh, Sharba. Shaba hates Sharba way worse than Shaba.
Because it sounds like sharp.
No, that would be Sharta. If I called you Sharta.
Oh my goodness graciousness.
Girl, how you doing? What you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just looking over my left shoulder for this possible skunk.
There's a skunk in the area, so if you hear us screaming, then it's getting on the podcast. Yo, what are we going to talk about tonight? Like, we have so much. I think it's like burning my brain out.
We have so much. You know, a topic we could discuss.
What?
You know, a topic we could discuss?
What?
We could discuss LDE.
Okay.
We could do that.
Yes.
We can discuss our youth of today. We could do that.
We could talk about the youth of today.
Yeah, because we had an interesting conversation about the generational differences. And I don't mean like millennials versus Gen Z. I don't mean it like that. We were talking specifically about how parents are raising children nowadays.
Yeah.
Right. And I was talking to another colleague about this too. You can smell it, can you? Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
I'm like so fearful right now. Like,
I just want to let our listeners know, for those that might be laughing at us and saying, girls, it's not a skunk, it's probably, something else. I just want to let you guys know that I'm half Jamaican. Okay. So I'm well aware of what
that mean?
Because I'm well aware of what certain things do smell like. I've taken a few trips to Jamaica and it ain't that. I can assure you, it ain't that. It's not. It's not, guys. It's definitely a skunk around here.
I mean, so, how do we not know where it is?
It's probably scared of us. That's why, it's not just going to come up to us.
I hope it doesn't have rabies.
Unless it's not going to come up to us unless it feels like it's being attacked, but it's definitely around here.
Or if it has rabies.
Well, why would you put that out in the universe, buddy?
Because I'm a realist.
But, we were talking about how kids are raised nowadays, right? Because we were saying that a lot of kids, unfortunately, are very soft. They're very soft. And then we go into the topic of, well, back in my day, back in my day, I walked 5 miles to school in a blizzard. We were born in an analog age. Think about that. I know. But I just don't want to sound like those people that's like, back in my day, we walked 10 miles in a blizzard. But these kids are soft nowadays. I don't want to sound like that. That's not what I mean.
But you see now how quickly time goes by. And that's why now you realize our elders, the people before us, now you understand why they were laughing like when we were know-it-alls and shit, because the fact of the matter is we too were going to learn those same things over time.
Buddy.
Everything does come around full circle. That's the biggest lesson you'll learn, is everything comes around full circle. We're the generation, Shaba, that left the house without a phone, told our parents we were going one place, and who knows where we were, and you just had to pray that your kids came home.
True, and you had to be in before dark.
Well,
you had to be in before dark. And you had to let your parents. I mean, I had to let my mama know where I was.
I'm talking about like when we got our licenses. You still had to go home before dark.
Oh, when I got my license, I was a little later on in life.
Wait, what?
I didn't get my license until I was like 19.
What?
Yeah, I didn't get my license until I was 19. Dude, I was scared of driving. My mom was scary. She tried to teach me and it just wasn't working out, bro. So I took driver's ed at 18 and I got my license because my birthday was October. I got my license when I was 18, not 19. I took driver's ed at 18 and I got my license at 18. So I was a little late.
Okay, Shops. I didn't know that about you.
Little fun fact. I was 18. I was a late bloomer when it came to the driving aspect of things.
Oh, wow. So you probably, took your bike around and so you had to be home before dark.
No, I didn't take my bike around. I'm trying to think back to those days. What did I do? Oh, for work. My mama had to bring me to work.
Where'd you work?
Or my boyfriend brought me to work. Huh?
Where did you work?
At this point in time, let me think about this. I was working retail. I think Victoria's Secret probably.
In high school?
No, not in high school. I wasn't in high school at 18. I wasn't in high school at 18. But I did work at Victoria's Secret. Now that I'm thinking about it, when I got my license.
What is Victoria's Secret? Like, what is her secret?
Her secret is that she is not a her. That's a man.
Victoria?
Mm-hmm. You never heard that song? I know Victoria's Secret. Girl, you wouldn't believe. She's an old man who lives in Ohio. What is it? Making money off of girls like me. Cashing in on body issues. You never heard that song?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah, I know exactly what song, because you sang it perfectly.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I just think that to work at Victoria's Secret, though, you should definitely be over 18 because there's dirty, creepy people out there. And I think that when you're a young kid, just people are even more weird. Very weird. Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah, but yeah, my boyfriend would take me to work, or my mom would drive me to work and school until I got my license. And then when I got my license, it was peace out, Cub Scout.
That's it.
Yeah.
This generation has had to go through things that I don't know. We would have done better. It would have been easier for us. For instance, I think COVID. Like, first of all, back in the 80s and 90s.
That's so true.
I don't know. At least we didn't have social media. We were more able to be alone, I think. Like,
that's a valid point. That's an excellent point, actually.
What these kids went through with COVID, there's no excuse for what happened. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. And I think it definitely messed with a lot of them.
It did. So they had to go through their own set of really crazy things but if you're talking like the day to day, yeah, our parents, we didn't talk to our parents, I don't think, half as openly as parents do now. I wasn't, just different time. I think doesn't mean you weren't close. It just means you just didn't, like, I didn't go running telling my mom everything, and I'm not saying that my daughter does that, but I just hear stories.
No, I think no, you're right. I don't remember doing that, but I think the one thing I will say is I do like that if you have a good relationship with your children and they are very comfortable coming to you about a lot of things, especially in this day and age, I think that's a wonderful that's a wonderful relationship to have.
For sure.
Especially if they feel like they can talk to you about just about anything. So I am grateful about that. But what I mean about being soft is like, I think of like our day to day, right? And I remember back in our day, I'm going to say it just like that. Back in our day, you went to school, right?
And if you funny, that doesn't even sound like a country accent.
I'm not trying to sound like a country accent. I'm trying to sound like an older country, maybe hick person. I don't know. But like, how people, they always say like, if kids don't have school and it's not safe on the roads, people say, oh, well, I remember back, when we did this. It's like, no, it's not the same. Okay. There's ice on the roads. There's ice on the roads. You can't even see where the ice is. Like, just stop. Let the kids have the day off and be safe, right? But that's what I'm talking about. I'm going off on a tangent. So what I'm talking about is we would go to school, right? You have your full day in school. If you do extracurricular activities, you would go and do that, right? Then you would go home, have your dinner, do your homework, stay up until whatever time, get your homework done, hand it in when it was due, and that's what you did. And if you had a game or something like that, right, you still did the same thing. Even if you got home late, like you had a routine you had to do throughout the week and you got it done. Now, I feel like kids just don't know how to handle certain situations. And this is a general statement, total general statement. I deal with it too. Like, let's be real here. We're parents of teenagers. We deal with this stuff too, so we're not immune to it. But what interests me, and the reason why I think we were talking about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, was because of some conversations that we have on a regular basis with just different, it could be other parents or people. And, it's like we're not allowing our kids to be held accountable for behaviors or things that they're not doing, and sometimes a lot of excuses are made for these behaviors, and blame is placed on wrong people. It could be placed on coaches, it could be placed on teachers, it could be placed on everybody else except for said individual child that needs to learn some responsibility. It's just different. It's different.
It is different.
It's different now. All around, it's different. You need to talk back to your parents, right? Your elders or your friends' parents were Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
I still struggle with that, buddy. Like, a lot of our friends' parents, they're like, Shayna, if you call me Miss So-and-so again,
would you make your kids call me Mrs. my last name? Like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Like,
absolutely not, because that's not how you are. But there are some individuals
that should be doing that.
I do. I think to some extent, when you are talking to somebody that is of a certain age, yes, I do think you should be doing that out of respect. I also think at the same time that when it comes to, say, for instance, you're in a car, right?
Yes.
So if the girls, one of their great grandmothers, she might come somewhere with us. She's not sitting in the back. And her and I get into this argument all the time. Out of respect, she needs to sit in the front.
100%.
So if I have a child that's sitting in the front, you need to get up
100%.
And go in the back. They already know that. But at first, I was like sitting in the car one day. We were driving somewhere, and she started opening the door to the back. I said, Grams, where are you going? She said, I'm going to sit in the back with, this, whichever child was in the back. I said, absolutely not. And she said, why not? And, one child was like, well, I want to sit in the front. I just kind of looked at my kid and said, with my eyes, get up and you're going to go in the back. It's a respect thing, It's just different. Times are different. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Oh, 100%.
It's just different.
I do think that the kids, for the most part, are respectful. It's just,
for sure.
It's like, it went from being like, how do I say this? High-end fashion to business casual, in the sense of how they showcase maybe respect or whatnot. But I think as long as a kid says, hello, how are you? They're social.
For
they
sure.
look you in the eye. Again, it's not like the old days where it was like, hello, Mrs., this or that.
Yeah.
It's changed. I still see a lot of good in kids and their politeness. It's just laid out different. It's just, I don't know. The message is different. Like I see the way that like my daughter interacts with people and she doesn't always use Mrs. or whatever the case may be, but she's always very respectful in the way she talks and
that's how she was raised though.
And looks them in the eye, but she doesn't always say like Mrs., you know, but it's the way she carries herself and the way that she interacts.
But would she call, like, say for instance, would she call my grandmother by her first name?
What's your grandmother's first name?
Beverly.
Absolutely not.
Right. She wouldn't call her Beverly.
I'd call her Bev.
You would call her Bev as an adult. I don't think a child should be like, "Hi, Bev. How are you?"
Lil Bev.
I'd say maybe Miss Bev, or you know what I mean. Like, yeah.
I'm playing with you.
I hear you, buddy.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's how you were raised too. Even I can tell. It's like it's ingrained in you.
It is, absolutely.
Because you're probably your politeness based on your scale, you're way higher up than I am.
I have to, buddy.
God bless you.
I have to, bud. I got to. You know, especially when it comes to our elders. I just think things are so different. They're a lot different.
You throw shade in your own way to the younger crowd.
No, I love them. Those are my peeps.
I said the younger crowd.
I love my peeps. I love my peeps. Especially all of my adopted daughters. I love them. They know who they are. I have a lot of adopted daughters.
I was thinking maybe more towards our age, not our kids' age.
Not our kids' age?
Not our kids' age, like our age. No, you get along with everybody.
I try to. No, I do. I try to get along.
I think I'd like you to call me Mrs. for now on. And I'll call you Ms. B. From Snoop to you, Double G.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's a different time. It's. I think our generation too. I think we were like set, adamant that our parents did well for us, or they tried their best. We saw that, and we want to do the best for our kids. Kids just have it really good these days.
They have it really good.
They have it really good.
For sure.
It's really tough. Just, you know, again, you just like, you look at the prices of things, like even as simple as going to like Dunkin' or doing this or doing that. It just adds up. It's just endless. Isn't it crazy?
It is crazy.
Back in the day, we just didn't have all this stuff. We just didn't do all this stuff.
I mean, that's true too. Going out was a big deal. And you didn't do it as frequently as we do now, you know?
Right.
That's true.
Oh my God.
That is really true.
I never.
Going out for dinner. Yeah, it was like usually like a special occasion, or it was something you were celebrating something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's true. That's very, very true. Very, very, very true. I just think, you know, in having some conversations, you know, I feel like, especially when more so, let me clarify what I'm trying to say here. When you have kids that are high school age and you are trying to I won't say fight their battles, because there's not battles, you know what I mean, but if there are certain situations that your child comes to you about, right, because they are upset about a certain situation, it could be anything, like this is really honest to God, just a general statement, and you are trying to always fix it, because I see this and I hear this so much, like you're always trying to fix it. You know, you're always trying to fix it for them, right? But you're not allowing them to either self-advocate or learn from things. That is a problem, because the expectation is going to be that you're doing that for them. For how long? You know what I mean? So, for example, we're going to talk about sports teams. We're going to talk about sports teams in general, right? Sports are a huge thing in our town. A lot of people are active in it, right? We hear conversations all the time in so many different capacities, right? I wonder if are these the same ones? They were definitely smoking things they were not supposed to be smoking in that truck.
Do you know who that is?
I have no idea who they are. I feel like, man, I wish we could pretend to be the popo if it wasn't against the law. With some lights on the car and like scare them a little bit. No, but seriously, we hear conversations quite a bit, right? You have people that might get mad at like a coach, or you have people that might get mad at a teacher about something, and you hear the situation, and I feel like, and you and I have been sitting literally together, during some of these conversations, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, why are you not listening to what your child says, taking it in, right? Validating their feelings, but also saying to them, well, listen, Kate, I have you spoken to your teacher about this, or have you spoken to your coach about this? Have you talked to them about how you're feeling, or asked them what it is that you can do for the, whatever the situation is? There's multiple ones. Instead of just saying, oh, this teacher, said or did this, or this coach said or did this. That's automatically, right off the bat, what I feel like a lot of people do now. And that's what I mean by making our kids so soft.
Oh, 100%.
Because they know dad's going to always take care of it for them, or mom's always going to take care of it for them. You're not allowing them the opportunity to grow,
right,
and self-advocate. Because as parents, we need to be there for our children. They should be able to come to us. We need to protect them and provide for them, right? But we also need to provide them with the tools in order to grow to be productive members of society. And when we keep coddling and babying them, that's a problem. That's all I mean by like kids are so soft. But you do bring up a good point. I think that and people could disagree if they want, I do think COVID has a huge part of it. COVID destroyed a lot of kids' ability to socialize mentally.
Look at the young kids. Horrible. Look at the young kids that missed out on those like very, very important early years, where
so much, so there's so much social anxiety. There's so many people that can't hold jobs because they can't even have a conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? That's sad.
I mean, that's a fact.
And this is these are real life things. I'm not saying like that, those kids in the situation are soft. Absolutely not, because I've seen it for myself. It's just those situations that you speak of are very much true. I am talking about as parents, though, what we are doing to make our children soft. That's all.
Sometimes they've just gotta. They have to handle their own. They have to handle it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have to handle their own issues.
Yeah,
I think their own things.
Yeah. It's amazing to see though, like the older high school kids, just super. And you are absolutely correct. Very responsible, very respectful, just genuinely good kids. Awesome kids. My God. Awesome kids. I do worry about some of the younger ones, though.
Oh, my Lord.
I do worry about some of the younger ones.
It's almost like I know.
Yeah, I definitely do worry about
We've said that off air.
Yeah, for sure. But judgment-free zone. I just know that we've been talking about that quite a bit because of the conversations that you and I, living in a small town, and sports are a big thing, A lot of the conversations we have.
Some of these kids have a string attached to their bassinet, and they're still walking around with that bassinet because mommy and daddy coddle them so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, what do you have to, there are real life skills that need to be taught still.
For sure.
It's hard. It's not easy. Boy, I think about now, like how much our parents let us learn, and you learn a lot of hard lessons.
You have to.
You have to
make mistakes. Yeah, you have to make mistakes, and you have to be able to learn from those mistakes. You have to.
There's growth, man.
Yeah.
That's where growth happens.
For sure. So we definitely made this like more serious adult conversation. So sorry to our younger viewers. Don't listen, buddy. I'm looking at you right now, and you're either way too comfortable, or this one just made you want to go to bed. Made you want to go, Betty, bye.
Because listen to how we're talking. Back when we were younger, we didn't have cell phones.
No, you can't say it like that. You got to say it with more.
Back when we were younger.
Back in our day. That's what we did.
Back in our day, I just can't. Okay, can you just think about this, please? Like, I still can't get over this. What is going on right now?
No, it's just look at the. Just look in the truck. Yeah.
Imagine your oldest tonight, right?
Yeah.
Says, Ma, going out, doesn't have a phone, doesn't have a beeper, doesn't have anything. Going out tonight, I'll be home around 11. Okay, sweetie, have a good time. See you when you get home. And that's it. That's all the interaction. You have to wait till she gets home, and that's how it is. Can you imagine?
Absolutely not. I probably would have already had an Apple tag in her pocket. She didn't even realize to put an Apple tag in her pocket. And then the only thing is figuring out how she communicates. How does she communicate with you? No. Nope.
Could you imagine?
No, I could not. That's actually a really scary thought.
Her being like, yeah. That's what we did. Okay, so we're gonna go out to, like, Enfield or Manchester, get a bite to eat, go to Target, and then go to an escape room, and then we'll be home around midnight.
I think what was it? 8th grade was when I got my first cell phone. It was either 8th grade or freshman year.
8th grade? Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, either 8th grade or freshman year. I got my first cell phone, and you know what it looked like?
Freshman year? It was high school?
Yeah, it was either 8th grade or freshman year. It was one of them. I can't remember, but it was one of them.
Yeah.
I got my first cell phone. You know what it looked like, bro?
What?
It was black. It was black.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind, if it was like Nokia or something, but it was black and it was triangular. It wasn't flat. It was black, it was triangular, and it had you had to pull the antenna up.
What?
Yup. And I thought I was a baddie because I had a cell phone.
You was a baddie.
I thought I was a baddie because I had a cell phone. And thinking back, it was a triangular phone. And you had to, that definitely looks like a Batmobile. Imagine if you
is a cool ass car.
Yeah. Painted it like a matte black. What?
Can I tell you something weird about that?
What?
That's the car that I bought when I lived in LA.
Really?
Yeah, that one right there. Just black.
Batmobile. I'm telling you. Badass. But yeah.
Take care, Diesel. Brush your hair.
What happened?
I said, take care, Diesel. Take care, brush your hair. I follow this person on TikTok and they go, take care, brush your hair.
Okay, I was hoping that it was God because I was like, I've never heard of that, so I just did.
Oh, I know. Just like sometimes when we're on the phone and I like say something to you and then there's like this delayed response and then the response is usually like, uh-huh. It's like, I know she was either texting while I'm talking or looking something up or, doing whatever, curling her eyelashes or what, whatever the case may be.
I really am the worst because I really can multitask, but I can multitask, but when it comes to giving something my individualized attention, I can't do that on multiple things. So I can listen to one thing, but I can fully focus on another.
Could you fully focus on the next episode? Because we're at 27 minutes.
No, we're not. Oh my. Okay. So it's a little longer one, guys. A little bit longer.
Wow, we just get to chat and chat.
We just got to chat in. It's a little chilly here at Cumberland Farms, so we're gonna move on to the next one and warm up.
Shaba.
You need a snackety snack?
I don't know. I kind of feel like I do.
I'll give you a snackety snack, buddy.
Bitch, I'll punch you. All right, guys. Later. One love.
Peace.